So this video is to help out people who don't know how to sell vehicles, or especially used ones. Um, doesn't matter, dealers, private car users, commercial vehicle users, name it. Because they make a lot of mistakes. As someone that's always going around inspecting cars to recommend or purchase for people, I see a lot of things that I tend to wonder, why do people make is it a mistake or intentional? Because I just don't get it. And what do I mean? I'm talking of the paint job. I don't understand. You see, most of these used cars, once they put them out in the market for sale, people will, for some reasons, will prefer to go and repaint these cars before selling. I get that you want the car to look presentable, look okay, but then most of you end up messing it up rather than how the vehicle was before you even put it out for market to be sold. I mean, there are some you will see, like, come on, who did this paint job? I'm not actually blaming the person that did the paint job. What I mean by paint job, some might be thinking, oh, it means quality of paint. It's not even about quality of paint. Yeah, quality of paint matters too. But that's what I'm saying, paint job, as in what all the process that it takes to paint a car. Because painting a car doesn't mean you just go and scrape off the old paint and then spray the new one. No. A lot of things goes into the process. As you are washing off the old paint, scraping it up, you have to smooth it some places. There are things you need to do. And also the paint, you also do, how do you mix it, how do you do the spray and the rest. That's what I mean overall, the paint job. Or some places that have impact that you may need to panel-beat a little bit, or may need to replace that part of the body of the car, so that you'll be smoother or have a better straight line depending on the shape of the vehicle or that side of the vehicle. A lot of things come into, so it's not just about the quality of paint. Yeah, quality of paint matters too. It comes into that, but like I say, it goes beyond just the quality. It doesn't matter if you use the highest quality of paint for vehicle, and the entire process of painting that vehicle is very poor, then it messes it up. In fact, you say you wasted that money. So this is what I see often. I mean, compared to what recent 508 I inspected for someone, a client that wants me to buy the vehicle, recommend or purchase the car for him. I mean, a lot of things checks out well for that car. The car checks out. I'm not saying there are no issues. I've not even completed the inspection. I'll be going back to check some other things that crossed my mind when I left and say, hey, I think I may need to go and have a second look at this before I send my recommendations to the client, or inspection report. But like I said, the paint job, I mean, if I were the owner, he would have left it like that. The seller of that car, the person, because this was recently done before they put it out for sale. It looked horrible. So even if I end up, I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but even if I end up recommending the car to my clients for purchase, obviously it's going to repaint that vehicle. So, and now it's being factored in that the cost of repainting the car has to be factored in the purchase price. So if you as it is, yeah, I wouldn't blame my client if he decides to buy the car. He has to consider the cost of a better quality paint job in negotiating for the price of the car. That's not how you tell me you will buy the car at high price of cars that have better quality paint job. So the reason why I'm telling you this is most times you end up even losing the money of that horrible paint job you spent just to sell the car. Because what you usually do, it will devalue the resale value of that vehicle. Once you do that kind of horrible paint job, it will make the car worse. People always, I don't know why Nigeria is sorry to be. But the engine is very neat. Look at it, very clean. Look at it. It's not smoking. It's not making sound. It's irrelevant. Remember that in situations like this, on matters like this, on subject like this, what first matter is the attraction. The eyes eat first. When it comes to cars, in a case like this, I'm not saying in all situations, in a case like this, the eyes matters first. In fact, the eyes is what eats first. It's the eye that will first attract you to the vehicle first. Before you even start to consider the engine, whatever, it doesn't matter. If the car looks horrible, it's going to be regarded as a horrible car as the person is buying the vehicle, or even if he decides to buy. It's only people who are into, or people who are looking for project vehicles. And project car, you don't want, nobody who is reasonable or have a critical mind will go and buy a project car at high price. It's not possible. Unless you are actually very foolish or stupid, because it's called project car. You are buying it to put in hundreds or millions of naira into that vehicle to bring it up to a certain test, or to resurrect the car that is already dead. So you are expected to buy it at very low price. Why will you buy it at high price of clean vehicle and still go and spend another double or triple, or even, I don't know how else to say that, like 80% of or 100% of what you spend to purchase the car, use it again to put it again on that vehicle to come up to the same standard of normal car on the road, or of that same model. It makes no sense. Even if you are buying a car for conversion or something, you are buying it because you have a donor car, or you don't need all these things inside the vehicle, so because you need to convert it. So you need to look for a vehicle that you know has a resale value. The value of the car is low, but it has a good body. So you are buying the shell of the shell actually, so that you have to put in what else you need to remove the engine. So you can't go and buy it at that high price. So that's why I say, first thing first, the eyes eat before every other thing. There are situations you could say, oh, the ear will be the first to attract you to the vehicle. In that case, let's assume you are walking, as a car is coming behind you, and the bass of the engine, the sound of the engine, wow, you'll be like, man, this sound makes sense. You now turn around and look at the car. You might turn around and look at the car and you feel sad based on what you saw behind you, that the car looks horrible, or the vehicle doesn't, the value of the car, the vehicle, you say, aside the engine sound, doesn't commensurate with the performance the engine sound was producing. But in that case, you could still give the car a pass and say, okay, well, at least the engine makes sense based on the sound. I'm talking about performance, not how new the engine is. Maybe when you hear a V8 sound, V12 sound, V6 sound, they are completely different from 3-cylinder, 4-cylinder engine. So yeah, there are some you could hear. All these classic cars, they have one kind of unique sound. You could say, okay, that makes sense, but even though the body looks horrible or too small for that kind of engine. But when it comes to buying something like come on, the body, so it's better leave it as it is if you cannot afford to do a better paint job. Do you know that you can paint a car, spend a little bit more money to have a car painted properly, to look very, very, I would say premium, but at least something that makes sense. You can actually make over ₦1 million on that car. Outside the normal average price they sell that kind of vehicle, or you probably intentionally wanted to sell, you can make more money. Even if the engine is dead, I don't think people understand this. Even if the engine is dead or the gearbox is faulty, if the body is so clean or new, that's what will attract people. See, let me put it a different way. If the body is almost new, but the engine is dead, guess what? It will attract 100 people first. Now, out of the 100 people, maybe out of them, only 20 will show interest to actually buy the vehicle. At least at the price you are selling the car. But if the body is horrible, but the engine is bad, I'm talking about whether the body has been scattered in so many places, loose, or they did a very poor or horrible looking paint job. Guess what is going to attract? Out of 100 people looking for that model of car to buy, it will only attract about 20. And out of that 20, only about 2 or 3 may show interest to buy the car. So you are limiting your market, people who are in the market, you are limiting the exposure of the car to those people. Do not do that. You just wasted your money. And unless you have, like I said, sometimes I don't know why people do this thing. I know some people have that poverty mindset. It follows them, everything they do, they always show it out. So because of that poverty mindset, to them, why would they spend so amount of money to repaint a vehicle? Doesn't make sense. Why would you spend that much? Go and do this thing. Even when they do those kind of horrible jobs, they even like it. Like I said, horrible poverty mindset. That's not, even if you are poor, it doesn't necessarily mean you cannot appreciate something good, even if it's beyond your means. But in a situation where you are poor and you just see everything on that level as the best thing in life, man, come on, you stay there for good. If you have that kind of mindset that, oh no, all these good, expensive or higher quality things, they are bad. In fact, you don't find them attractive. You only see all these things that looks malnourished, just what it means when you are poor, the kind of houses you stay, the kind of area you stay, so many things, If you value those kind of things, you will stay there for good. You can't go beyond that. It's as simple as that. So there are people who actually prefer to, when they see those kind of cars, those ones what they find attractive. Fine, if you're at that time, hey, those are the kind of people that will buy the vehicle. They will still price it down to that level. There's nothing you can do about it. But if you are actually there to make money, if you are selling your car, most times you even though you might not really, you are not doing it to make so much profit, but at least you want to be able to sell it something reasonable, especially if your intention is to resell and buy another car. Of course, you wouldn't want to spend more or add or empty your own service to add to what you got from the sale of your previous vehicle to get another car. You want at least sell it, even if you are adding it to be just a little bit more. Or you may not even have any need to add, and what you sold and get from the sale will be enough to buy another one of your choice. So those are the things you need to consider. All this horrible paint job, I understand that the way situations are in the country now in Nigeria. Yeah, you could say things are expensive, paint jobs are there. That's what I'm saying. You rather don't do it. Yeah, if the average price of a car of that caliber in good condition in terms of the body is 7 million naira or 5 million naira or 2 million naira. Let's say 2 million naira. If it's that price, and then because the body of your car, if you do not repaint it, the body are faded. If you don't repaint the job, you won't be able to sell it to that 2 million. Sell it 1.5, put it there. Put it there. Though you might say, but it won't attract because no, it's only the low-minded or low-thinking human beings that will see a clean body of a vehicle and walk away. I'm telling you this. Or children. An adult, once you see a very clean car, in fact, he won't want to buy it, so you now paint it exactly how you want the car to look. Most of the people don't buy cars and because they want to settle. for the vehicle, not that exactly what they want. Because most times we have a particular color in mind, but eventually you now see one that, you know, it's not exactly the color you have, but that's like the best in terms of the condition of the car or the feature in the vehicle or the car specification. That's the best you could find in the market. So it's okay, let me just settle for this paint or for this vehicle, even though it's not the paint you actually want. But if you now have one that, in fact, it has almost everything checks out, aside that the body, the paint has actually faded, come on, and then the price they are giving it to you is good enough for you to now spread the car exactly how you want the car to look, especially with the paint, higher quality paint job. Why would I not? In fact, that would be the one I would prefer than the one that already has a better quality job, paint job, which is not the paint I want, which may take you months or even year before you can even start to say, okay, maybe the paint is not so bad, the color I mean. So there are things, I mean, other factors too, aside the paint job, is the interior. No, interior matters too. See, I'm not saying your interior should look like a new vehicle, but I'm saying it shouldn't look that bad. It shouldn't be that bad. It's enough to discourage people. There's a difference that, oh, okay, the leather have started to show crack and show sign of weakness or wear. Fine, I will get that. But if it's gotten to a point, you can use it like that, even if the leather have torn off and the foam under it have started coming out, everything, and you're using it as private, fine, it's your vehicle. If you're comfortable staying in the car like that, fine. Even this one, this is my D9. This side, this is the driver's seat. Every other seat still looks, I won't say almost new, but at least as neat as almost close to how I got the car, because nobody barely sits on those this other seat. But here, I'm only this car 99% of the time. I'm only the person sitting here. I could say 98%, but I could say leave it 99%. You know, out of the 1% of how many years I use this car, yeah, I could say 99%. I've been the only one sitting in this vehicle. So what that means is this one will suffer more. So you're started showing sign of wear, you know, so by the side and somewhere here, the leather has started cracking, so I started to even show the foam and the rest. Fine, I'll deal with it later. Let's assume I will tomorrow wake up for whatever reason to sell the vehicle. This is the first thing I'll deal with. I don't need to touch everything because, like I said, the seal looks very okay. Because that will degrade the value of the car when you want to sell it. Even mine is not even that bad, but there are some I will see, you will be like, man, I'd rather living inside the car or not. It doesn't matter, even if the body, yeah, it may attract you, look very okay, but if you look inside, one of these, when you discourage a potential buyer who is ready to spend or pay or buy it at that premium prices, it means if you are okay with this interior as it is, it means you are not the type that takes good care of a car. So the body might be okay, but what if your engine is in a mess? Maybe you'll be using bad oil, you'll be using this, or be driving the car for 5 years before you change oil or gear, but you know, so all those things. Or be using lower quality paint because you honestly don't care about cars. You don't even care how to, you know, for you to be okay with this interior. So it's better. See, let me tell you, if your interior is that bad, aside the seat covering or the dashboard, if it's bad, it's broken everywhere, so horrible looking, you don't even polish it every once in a while, it has turned from black to white. The best thing I would advise, if you can't afford to give it a good office to change those cloths that have torn on the seat or the leather, go and buy leather seat cover, all those aftermarket, even if it's the cheapest one in the market, the lowest quality one that don't look that good as well, is better. Cover it. It's not because you are trying to hide something, but at least the person is okay, maybe because you couldn't afford to do a proper leather, that's why I did that. But at least it looks, eyes. That's what I'm telling you. When it comes to cars, especially when you are out there to buy a car, eyes first is what people that will consume or get that attraction first before you even talk about engine. This is the best advice I will give people. It's not even about me, it's about you. You losing a lot of money. Because you have your point when you want to sell the car, nothing stops you from making a lot of money from the sale. It's only if the condition, how you put the vehicle in a very bad condition, that will determine, especially how quick will the car sell and how much you'll be able to make from it, you know. But I can only advise something, because the reason I'm telling you is people like me, we have a lot of options. No matter how good your car is, these are things that will turn me off. The car might be very good, but man, I'll tell the person, don't even bother. I might choose to, if I'm looking for my own personal car, I might say, hey man, okay, it has the engine I want, which is not common, but this is exactly what I want. Or it has this with the engine and transmission, or it doesn't have the transmission I want, but it has the engine, but I can convert it later to the transmission I want. But the body, how does it look? Ah man, it looks very bad. It's not worth it. Because see, it's apart from even the paint job. If you buy a vehicle and intend to resell it in the very near future, be mindful of how you drive that car. Be mindful. If you are the type that like struggling on the road, competing with everybody, no matter how small the gap is in vehicle in front of you or behind you, you want to show that, yeah, I get sense past you, you know. Every small thing you do, in fact, hitting another car or hitting anything has become normal to your driving. Now, you are going to, what you get from that, by the time you get to sell the vehicle, then you understand. Don't be entitled you are going to make that big from the sale. Don't be entitled when you see other people selling the same model of your car, making over 2 million or 3 million naira. While your own self, you are even begging peanuts for people to come and buy. And be wondering, why is it not so car? Why would I sell it this amount? Look at your car, look at the ones you are comparing it with. After you messed it up, hit it everywhere, and you can't even have a patience to let the other vehicle pass through. You want to close all the car, no matter how tiny the car, you want to close it because now you sabi it gets sense pass. So that's one factor. Bumper to bumper drive will mess up your car. It will devalue your car. I'm not asking you to take my advice. I'm telling you what will happen when the time comes. If you want to keep using the car for good, then this advice shouldn't matter to you. You know, but you also lose respect from your fellow men, especially men. Women may not really care much about those things, but your fellow men will not give you that kind of respect. When they see you, it doesn't matter. See, it doesn't matter how cheap or how old or how expensive your vehicle model is. What matters is how good the vehicle looks. Even if it's 1940 car that was produced 50 years ago, how neat, how clean the car looks. Engine is afterthought. Engine is usually for people like us that are into performance, that will say, oh wow, it has a V6, it has a V8, it has a V12, oh it has 200 horsepower, it has a 400 horsepower, it has a 600 horsepower, irrespective of whether it's 4-cylinder or turbo, you know, you start looking at the figure. Or oh, it has a manual, you know. Those are people like us, which are there. We are minority. We are very few among men that consider all those things, or after some of these things. The majority of almost every man, your value, the respect will be given to you is, what does your car look as? How does it look like? Period. So if you like, buy your 40 million naira vehicle, go and hit it, scatter it everywhere and there, and then expect some the same respect of the same the respect that are given to the same another person that owns the same model of your car that is in very neat condition, and they think they will look at you the same way, or they will talk to you the same way, or will take whatever you say as the same with the other person when it comes to that subject. Nobody will give you that, because you are not disciplined enough to be able to keep, because your car is your second house. It doesn't matter how you call it. Is it not just a car? Of course, it's also a car house. Is it also just a house? It's material. House is a material thing. It's just the value people attach to it. You can live under a tree or live inside a cave. After all, that's how humans evolved to start building houses. So it's car and house are material thing, but the difference is, or the thing about it is in fact most times you live inside your car more than inside your house. How many hours do you even stay in your car, in your house? Especially if you do it doesn't even matter whether you do corporate work or not, because almost every morning everybody is out as an adult, both male and female. Whether you are going to school, in fact, not even as an adult, whether even as a kid, you are going to school, you are going to work, or you are a farmer, you are going to farm to do something. As in, you only come back when in the house. Spend, before you know, you sleep off. Then you come back to. I don't need to spend so much time doing this. I only advise more. It's just that when I see people losing out on things like this, I was like, come on, this thing could have been prevented. This could have been prevented. Find a way. If you don't have the money to spend that kind of money or that amount in trying to put the car in a condition that will give you that huge amount of money, sell it as it is. Reduce, I know you won't be able to say reduce that money, but you will be able to get it quicker. But when you go and spend all those spend additional money to repair it will make it worse. To make it worse, it will not even reduce the number of people that will even come or will be willing to spend more to buy the car. Their paying jobs are very horrible looking, So that's the best I can do, but I don't expect people who always try to justify their poor decisions or poor choices. So I don't expect everyone to say that what I said there makes sense. Anyway, you have a different opinion or agree with what I said or have a different perspective on this, you can post it on the comment section, and if possible, share this too. This video, share it so that people, because it's not just about Peugeot users, a lot of people might not know about this and they are doing it wrongly. Share it, and the more you like videos, the more more people get to see it and learn from this. So alright, so till next video.